SuperCarlouf, 2006 World Champion. Revolution, Florian Bucklers of his real name, the former Track Media Grand League player for, former player for M&M Gaming as well. Raizo from Slovakia playing as well. And finally, of course, Bresso from Germany. So we got all 4 players on tap, so no need to alt tab and no need to tab out and get to the scoreboard, so that's sweet. As players get a warm-up round through there on Twatara by Deska, getting themselves a feel for the map, how to getting their breaking points back, getting their points of rests back for drifts and whatnot. As Raizo heads towards the final corner and heads to the finish line right now and scores a time that of 54.621 at the start. This is 3/10 away from Revolution's time here on the timing sheets. We're getting started with quarterfinal 1, ladies and gentlemen. Get some hype in the chat for Carl, Revo, Raizo, and Bresso. We're about to get underway with a bit of a HeliCam action to start off. Good luck, have fun, everyone. We're underway. And at the first checkpoint, the whole shot is going to be for Raizo, just ahead of Revolution, SuperCarlouf, and Bresso. Bresso having had a bit of a sluggish start compared to the rest of his peers and already gets left behind on the top 3 group, although Raizo had a bit of a slow start through there, so Bresso back in the fight for the top 3 positions. Revo and SuperCarlouf in first and second, and Carl have a bit of a sluggish exit from that dirt section, then the drop down, everybody clearing it, and Revo is pulling away already by quite some margin, I have to say. 3/10 of a second already between Revo and Raizo in second place. SuperCarlouf dropping down to 4th place. Bresso missing a bit the drift, it seems like, so Carl is back up to P3. Onto the final part of the map with the final corner coming up. Revo and Raizo first and second. Carl in third, trying to catch up to Raizo for P2. Revo should have this in the bag, and he will win the round, it seems like, with a time of 54.522 to kick things off. 2/10 away from his PB, less than 2/10 away from his PB on this server. Carl in second, Raizo third, and Bresso in P4. First blood for Revo with Carl in P2. Excuse me. Raizo, the whole shot again after the first checkpoint. Revolution and SuperCarlouf in second, third, and so in P4, as SuperCarlouf had a bit of a sluggish start, so he's down in P4 alongside Bresso, and you can see a rift starting to emerge between the top 2 and the bottom 2 at the present moment, with Raizo and Revo having a battle of their own for the lead. Meanwhile, Bresso a bit further down in third place, and Carl catching back up to Bresso in P4. Again, Revo and Raizo right between within the heels of each other right now. Less than a 10th between Raizo and Revolution in first and second. Revo currently holding the lead steadily from the Slovak player. Heading towards the final section, will Raizo be able to catch up? SuperCarlouf up in third, ahead of Bresso, who's down in 4th place by quite some margin compared to SuperCarlouf, and Revo should be able to hold Raizo off and win the round again, this time with a time of 54.595 for Mr. Bucklers. Raizo in second place, SuperCarlouf in third, and Bresso in P4. And Raizo and SuperCarlouf are going to be tied in points in the standings between themselves. 12 points each, with Revo in first place with 20 points and Bresso in third place with 6 points. Onto the final round already on Twatara by Deska on this first rotation of the maps. And Bresso again having had a really slow start through there, and so he sees himself left behind by the top 3, SuperCarlouf, Revo, and Raizo in that order at the next checkpoints. Coming towards the end of the dirt part, Carl holding the lead ahead against Raizo and Revolution, moving back up into second place past Raizo. And now trying to do some work on Revo, on the SuperCarlouf, trying to take the lead away from the 2006 World Champion, and he's within his clutches. We can see they're neck and neck right now, with Revo with much more speed at the platform, at the bump road jump, and he moves up into the lead ahead of Raizo and SuperCarlouf. Look at this, they're all neck and neck. Up to the line we go. Raizo may be able to snipe at them. No, Revo will win with a time of 54.712. Good round. 1/100th of a second in front of Raizo in second place, SuperCarlouf in third, and Bresso in P4. That's a clean sweep for map 1 from Revolution. 30 points for him, 19 points for Raizo in second, 17 for Carl in P3, and P4 for Bresso with just 9 points to his name. We're moving on to Revolution's map pick, which is Remedy by Kisla, and this one is Maybe another one favor to Revolution, towards Revolution, at least on this server right now, with a 54.358 on this particular map. P2 in the standings right here. Let's actually see if we can see other people. SuperCarlouf down in 11th with 54.738. Bresso P15 with 54.885. And let's see, Raizo in P4 with 54.534. So Raizo and Revo might be the ones that are strongest on paper here on this particular map. But Car could still be pull some strings and try to catch back up to the Slovak and try to move up to P2 again. So we'll have to see how this goes for the players as we're getting ready for the next 3 rounds of this quarterfinal to be played. Good luck, have fun, everyone. We're back underway with the quarterfinal right now as Bresso completely messes up the finish on the warm-up lap, but that's okay. Revo improving to 54.262 on the timing sheets just before the match goes live. Here we go then, a little bit of webcam action to start off the race. Here we go. Map 2 underway. And Revo already pulling ahead of the rest of the field, putting himself into the whole shot position of CP1. Raizo, SuperCarlouf, and Bresso in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, with Bresso trying to make some work and move up positions. Currently moving up to 3rd past SuperCarlouf, trying to make some work on Raizo, moving up to 2nd. Does not manage to make it work and touches the inside wall. So Bresso is currently out of the running. SuperCarlouf and Raizo in 2nd and 3rd, and Raizo trying to catch up to Revo for the lead right now. So let's actually follow the perspective of the followers of this top 2 battle. SuperCarlouf right now sitting in P3. Raizo right within the clutches of Revolution right now, heading towards the final part of the map. Revo holding the lead by less than a tenth. He touches the inside. That's going to promote Raizo automatically up into the lead, with Carl maybe able to regain some speed at the exit of the dirt turn, and Raizo with a sluggish exit will allow SuperCarlouf to move through into 1st place. And now just a jump left to go. Carl will win with a 54.945. Raizo in 2nd. Then Revo in P3 and Bresso in P4. Let's go underdogs. Let's go underdogs indeed. 35 points for Revo, who retains the lead, but SuperCarlouf moves back up ahead of Raizo for 1 single point in 2nd place. Meanwhile, Bresso still in 4th place with 12 points. It looks like an uphill battle for the German player at the present moment from Team 300. Meanwhile, we're already underway with the next round, with Revo ahead of the Raizo and SuperCarlouf already, with Bresso in P4, 2 tenths down, but Revo touches the outside of the dirt. Is this where the challenge begins to fall out of shape for Revolution? We're going to have to see how this goes, but Bresso is moving up to P3, Raizo into 2nd place, and SuperCarlouf moves up into the lead. Bresso with much more speed than Raizo at the platform jump moves up into 2nd place. SuperCarlouf, meanwhile, 2.5 tenths of a second ahead of Bresso in 2nd place. Raizo in P3 trying to overtake Bresso for 2nd position. Now this is the place where Revo had a bit of a wall touch. Now SuperCarlouf manages to keep his head cool and manages to keep ahead of Bresso. Meanwhile, Raizo is down in P4. Revo back up to P3. SuperCarlouf just has the jump left to go, and he will win the run with the time of 54.652, moving up to 10th in the timing sheets. Bresso in 2nd place, Revo in P3, and Raizo in P4. And with those 10 points, he will move to within 3 points of Revolution for the lead. 40 points for Revo, who still retains 1st place. 37 for SuperCarlouf in P2, and Raizo 3rd with 29, and Bresso 4th with 19 points. Revo again, whole shot after the first checkpoint. Raizo, SuperCarlouf, and Bresso just behind him. Revo keeping the lead after the 2nd checkpoint. SuperCarlouf trying to make it a bit more aggressive, trying to change up the lines and switch it up a little bit. Doesn't manage to make it work on Raizo. Now he manages to make it work at the next checkpoint and moves up into 2nd place. Moving on to the platform jump. Revo now getting reeled in by SuperCarlouf. They're within each other neck and neck, battling for the lead right now. Following the perspective of the 2006 World Champion right now, Revo just ahead of him by 1/10 of a second. They're keeping themselves really close to each other. SuperCarlouf heading towards the corner. Will Revo touch the wall? No, Revo manages to keep it out of the wall. And so Revo now has a final in his hands for SuperCarlouf, reeling him in. And he touches the wall on the outside of the dirt. SuperCarlouf again heading the round on the silver plate with the mistake from Revo. And he will win a 3 out of 3, a clean sweep from SuperCarlouf on this map with 54.815. Raizo 2nd, Bresso 3rd, and Revolution in P4. And SuperCarlouf takes the lead from 4 points ahead of Revolution. 47 for the Frenchman, 43 for Revolution in 2nd place. Hello Phoebe, hello Stones, and hello energized. Hope everything. Hope you guys are doing well and are having a good weekend. Are enjoying this quarterfinal with Revo, SuperCarlouf, Bresso, and Raizo. So 2 maps played, 47 points for SuperCarlouf, 43 for Revo in second place, third place for Raizo with 36, and 24 points for Bresso in P4. As we're moving on to the next map, which is actually, if I recall correctly, Raizo's map pick, and it is Silent Night by SuperCarlouf. Yo Hugo, hope you're doing well. And good luck in your quarterfinal up next, by the way. Also, you might have noticed maybe in the chat that we had another spectator joining, and that is Wingobert, the French caster for this event, just joining after his Saturday Formula 1 Grand Prix weekend, Grand Prix that he actually casted, and he is up to cast the rest of the ElityCup, starting with this quarterfinal right now, which he just joined me in covering. So yeah, give it up for Wingobert. If you want a French cast of it, twitch.tv/Wingobert. If you want to actually give him a give him a bit of a view and say hi to him from me if you're actually if you're actually going to Wingobert's stream. Say hi from tell him I said hi. So warm up on SuperCarlouf's Silent Night. So far it is SuperCarlouf who maybe have a potential advantage on pace, at least on this server, with a 102.012. Revo is 7th with 102.098. Raizo 10th with 102.192. And Bresso 102.315. He's the only one above the 102.2. So it will be pretty, again, an uphill battle for Bresso. But it's been an uphill battle ever since map 1 for the German, unfortunately. So it will be up to him to make it work. Yo, Lenny, we're about to get underway. Bit of helicopter cam. And after the first checkpoint, it is Razi who gets the whole shot after the first checkpoint. But Revo and SuperCarlouf take back at him and move back up into the lead contention after the second checkpoint, with Raizo still looking to be pretty good in this spot. Bresso, meanwhile, down in 4th position already, as we're heading towards the ice, the second ice part, the second bobsleigh part right here. SuperCarlouf having taken the lead already from Raizo and Revolution. Let's actually check in on the German driver from right now. Raizo trying to catch back up to SuperCarlouf and going with a much more aggressive inside line. Moves up into the lead ahead of the Frenchman, as we are moving on to the perspective of Revolution from the looping perspective, and now onto the final part of the map with the final few corners coming up right now. Raizo ahead of SuperCarlouf by less than a 10th of a second. Karm can still be in with a shot of actually sniping Raizo at the line, or maybe could Revo be playing the troublemaker here. It's going to be at the final jump to the side. Karm taking over the lead. He clips a little bit. He's going to be costing him so much as Raizo wins with a 102.182, improving into his 10th local record. SuperCarlouf second, Revo in third, and Bresso has made a mistake. He won't be able to reach the finish line, but unfortunately, it's still pretty much a losing battle for the German at the present moment. Karl retaining the lead with 54 points, 48 points for Revo in second place, and 46 for Raizo in P3. So it might be between Revo and Raizo that the battle might be on for reaching the semifinals. Great round indeed. Following the perspective of Bresso right now through this start, Raizo taking the lead ahead of Revolution and SuperCarlouf in that order. Bresso still in P4. Around a 10th down after 2 checkpoints, although Revo and SuperCarlouf are dropping a bit of speed compared to Raizo, allowing Bresso to move back up. Onto the ice part we go. Super lonely landing from Raizo, who keeps as much speed as he can right here and still continues to lead the race convincingly. Revo and SuperCarlouf still in this battle for second and third alongside Bresso. Oh, Revo going too far down the inside. He hits the wall. That's game over for the German, promoting a fellow countryman up into third place and second place, actually. SuperCarlouf moving up to second place past Patraxa. Past Bresso, sorry. Raizo still confidently in the lead, with SuperCarlouf actually reeling him in. That's actually checking on the perspective of the Frenchman, potentially putting in a challenge for the Slovak for the first place right now. Onto the final jump we go. Final jump, Karl in the lead, but Raizo with more speed. Will he be able to snipe it on the line? No, Karl will win with a 102.178. Raizo 7th, Bresso second, Bresso 3rd, and Revo, uncharacteristically, will finish in P4. He will reach the finish line safely and score the 3 points, but no, he does not manage to keep that second place. Raizo passes him for 53 for second place by 2 points. 53 points for Raizo, 51 for Revo, and 64 for SuperCarlouf, who's edging closer and closer to that finalist status. This is 100 points, remember, for becoming finalist here on this quarterfinal and on the rest of the quarterfinals as well. Raizo again taking the lead after the first 2 checkpoints ahead of Revolution and SuperCarlouf in second and third. SuperCarlouf will be back up ahead of Revolution after the slow exit from the German right now. A fellow competitor is behind him in the form of Bresso. Raizo still leading, but seeing Carl growing bigger and bigger in his mirrors. Raizo again going for the super aggressive inside line. It paid off for him last time. It did not pay off this time around. Carlouf is up into the lead with Revolution just behind him. Less than a half a tenth between each other. Bresso up into third place and actually within a tenth to 2 tenths of the leading group right now. Moving up to the final part of the course right now with Revo versus Carl. This is going to be extremely tense towards the final section of the map, the final few corners. Let me get the perspective of Revolution, please. Actually, SuperCarlouf and Revo has a bit of more speed. No, actually, Carlos more speed and snipes him at the line with a 102.472. Revo second, Bresso third, and Raizo finishing down in P4. SuperCarlouf showing that he still got it and moves up to 74 points on the board in first place. Meanwhile, Raizo gets overtaken again by Revolution. 58 points for Revolution in second, 56 for Raizo in third. And 37, I think I read right, for Bresso in P4. And now we're moving on to Bresso's map pick, I think it was. Yeah, it is indeed Bresso's map pick. It is Level by Lenny. This is a mini RPG map. This is not tech, not dirt. It's mini RPG, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I want to say thank you, Phoebe, for the gift sub to Stones. Enjoy it, man. Even though there's only one emote available right now. First 2 that pass, yeah, the top 2 move on to the semifinals, Stones. So, in terms of pace, let's actually check in. Revolution is again, maybe at a bit of an advantage compared to his fellow competitors with a 57.968. He's the only one below the 58s. We got then SuperCarlouf with a 58.158. Then we got Raizo with a 58.305. And Bresso 58.812. Those, remember, those are server times. They might not be reflective of reflecting of the ultimate pace of these guys. Yeah, the GG mode is also available on Better TTV. I'll try to get more emotes on Better TTV at some point. So, yeah, I'll try to design some of my own, or maybe get a graphic artist to do them. Once I have some ideas, I'll try to put them out as emotes. It's part of the graphical overhaul that I undertook last time around. So yeah. Revo getting a warm-up time on of 55.218 at the present, 57.841, sorry, at the present moment, moving himself up to third on the leaderboard with that. So there you go. Oh, thank you, Stones, for these gifts up to What the Fuck Deluxe, man. Thank you very much. End of warm-up. We're getting underway. So here, I'm gonna put the HeliCam. You're gonna see how this go. You're gonna see how this will go. So Raizo in the lead, and then we can't follow them a little bit with the bumper cam, but it's a little bit difficult to get a bit of a bird's eye view. But yeah, Revo, Raizo, and SuperCarlouf in first, second, and third with Bresso in P4. Revo dropping down a bit of speed and still falling back into the clutches of Bresso in P4. And look, they're again grouped together for the lead of the race. Revo, Bresso, Raizo, and SuperCarlouf, they're within a tenth. Look at this, it's super close. Revo trying to pull away from the rest of the field. Will anyone touch the slow-mo block? No. Raizo still in second, battling with Carl and Bresso for first place right now. Now, moving back to following a player. Let's follow Raizo for a little bit now. Revo still in the lead, ahead of Raizo this time around. Bresso and SuperCarlouf in P4. Carlos made a mistake, so he's down 2 through 3 seconds. Revo will be able to get the round with a time of 57.982. Raizo second, Bresso third, and SuperCarlouf in P4. Okay, so apparently it seems like the webcam does somewhat work. So we're gonna be doing maybe a webcam in the final round of this map. Oh, Raizo again having already having a sluggish landing, and so game over for the Slovak right now. He can say bye-bye to the chance of catching Revolution for second place. Meanwhile, Revo is up into the lead of the race. The SuperCarlouf in second position, and Bresso in P3, following the perspective of the Team 300 player from Germany right now. After checkpoint 5, Bresso taking temporarily the lead in the whole shot at the checkpoint and trying to make that lead stick in the next few sections. A bit wide exit through there, allowing Revolution to move through into first place already, and a bit of a dodgy landing, allowing Revo to keep that first position. Meanwhile, let's actually check in on SuperCarlouf. in third place, 1 second down on the leader, looking to keep to safeguard that place and keep those points alive. But Raizo is a bit too far behind to even be seen on the scoreboard right now, so it might still be all good for SuperCarlouf. He tries to catch back up to Bresso in P2. Revo should be all clear, and he will win the run with a time of 58.275. Bresso second, Carl third, and Raizo is just about to come across the start-finish line. 5 seconds left. He should be able to reach it and score the 5 points for fourth position. But yeah, pretty inauspicious start led to all this catastrophe for the Slovak. 82 points for SuperCarlouf, and Revo is within 4 points of Carl. He's on 78 points in the standings overall on this. After 2 rounds on this map. So yeah, Revo might be in to continue putting the fight on, and Raizo has made a huge mistake already, so he's dead. Meanwhile, Revo and SuperCarlouf in first and second. Bresso is in P3, moving up to, again, SuperCarlouf trying to take the lead away from Revo, but it's not really panning out that way at the moment. Revo keeping an iron grip on the round at the moment with Bresso in P3, sandwiching SuperCarlouf, but has Bresso made a mistake? No, I thought he completely disappeared off the screen and off the map here, but no, Bresso is still in the fight, and Carl having a bit of a sluggish landing allows Bresso to move through into second place just before the jump. Revo still in the lead by half a second from Bresso and SuperCarlouf in second and third. Revo seems as though he's got this round in the bag. This is very much a revolution map, that is. Nevel by Lenny. Moving on to the final few corners of this round, and it will be Revolution winning the round pretty comfortably here, and even taking the lead of the match. 57.988. Bresso in second place, SuperCarlouf in third place, and Raizo finishing in P4. And at the end of this, well, for 1 point, Revo moves back into the lead. 88 points for Revo, 87 for SuperCarlouf, 69 points, nice, for Raizo in P3, and 56 for Bresso in P4. Thank you for the compliment, by the way, Stones. I usually can, like, it's just the result of, like, well, school, first of all, and of course the, years and years of online gaming, and also US YouTube that gave me the accent, so there you go. And we're back on Totara, which was SuperCarlouf's map pick, where Revo completely stomped everyone and claimed a clean sweep. He's done 2 clean sweeps so far. Revolution, can he put a third one to secure himself in the semifinals? He can definitely do that since he got the fastest time, a .375 that he did during round 3? I think it was round 3 or round 4. I can't really remember. No, Totara was playing on round 4, so he did that on round 4. Anyways, score recap after 4 maps played after a full rotation. 88 points for Revo, 87 for Carl, 69 for Raizo, 56 for Bresso. As players continue their warm-up routine a little bit here. Both Revo and SuperCarlouf are within 2 rounds of claiming finalist status. Revo just needs basically to win a round and to finish the next round as well. Well, in singles for SuperCarlouf, if he can finish in 4th in 1 round and win the next round, he would be in finalist as well. So this will be the round where we see a face-off between these 2 people. Actually, even 7th, even 2nd and 3rd should be enough for Revo to clinch finalist status, so he does not even need to win a round outright. Whereas Carl does need to win a round outright. So we're underway, moving back onto the Helicam perspective, and Raizo versus Revo. It's Revo who gets the whole shot after the first checkpoint. Raizo trying to make the move stick on Revo, managing to make it so just before the second checkpoint. Carl trying to mix it up a little bit as well with Revolution and Raizo. Bresso also keeping tabs with the lead group. Raizo having a sluggish exit out of that back corner on the dirt. Revo pulling away already from Bresso, Raizo, and SuperCarlouf right now. Carl needs to win. Bresso going for the left-hand side. Raizo hitting the wall, so he's going to be done for. Bresso, meanwhile, overtaking Carl for 2nd position, as we're going to be heading back to the perspective of the 2006 World Champion Revo and Carl in 1st and 2nd. Revo should have this in the bag and win the race quite easily. Let's actually check the time on Revo. 54.465. Just a 10th away from his personal best on the server. SuperCarlouf in 2nd position, Bresso 3rd, and Raizo in P4. 98 points for Revo, 94 for SuperCarlouf. He just needs a 2nd place finish in order to actually get the finalist status, whereas Revo just needs to finish the round basically to guarantee himself finalist spot. Following the perspective of Raizo from Slovakia. Trying to take the lead away from Revo and SuperCarlouf. Doesn't manage to make his stick so far. Revo in the lead after the first few checkpoints. Actually, Raizo managing to keep ahead of him every time at the checkpoint just about. But he clips a little bit, allowing Revolution to move into the lead. Revo touching a bit of the sand. He still manages to clear that jump through there. Carl in third place. This is not where he needs to be right now. He needs to move past Raizo and move into second position if he is to get into finalist status right now. He needs to make that overtake happen on Raizo before the end of the map. Otherwise, it's not going to be happening, and it's not going to be happening with that clip right there. So Revo will be alone in finalist status. Raizo in second could deny him the win, but it will not happen. 54.478 for Revolution in first place. Raizo second, SuperCarlouf in third, and he gets hella blue ball right there, unfortunately. Bresso finishing in P4. And why do I mean by blue ball? Just look at the scoreboard once it gets updated. 94 plus 5. 99. This is what I call the blue ball in Trackmania. When you are 1 point away from finalist status but do not manage to clinch it. Carlouf. Basically, Carl needs to deny Revo to get a double finalist situation going on. So far, it's been a clean sweep from Revo though. Can he make it another clean sweep to complete that performance on the quarterfinal right now? We'll have to see. Revo currently in the lead in front of Raizo and SuperCarlouf in second and third place. Moving on to the drop down. Raizo could potentially be SuperCarlouf's best friend here if he manages to get back past ahead of Revolution and deny him a round win. But Revo is pulling away from Raizo. He's now pulled the gap of 2/10 to him to second place here. With the final few corners coming up, and it will only take a huge mistake from Revo to undo all that hard work. But that's landing. Oh, Raizo hitting the wall, and that's going to be done. Give it up for Revolution. The big GG in the chat for the German who secures himself that spot in the semi-finals. Carl will move on to finalist status. Bresso third and Raizo in P4. 54.415 for Revolution in the end. Just 400s away from his personal best on their server right now. So, yeah, pretty solid performance overall from Revolution, as we're going to be heading back onto, I think it was, which was the map pick from SuperCarlouf? We had Revo, it was Remedy by Kisla, there we go. Just one more round for SuperCarlouf to secure that finalist status. He knows that he can actually secure it since there were mistakes from Raizo and from Bresso in earlier rounds on the early rotation of this map. So it could very well be the final round right here if SuperCarlouf is able to get that round win on the board. Revo having won, then SuperCarlouf needs one more round win to move into to secure that second position. Raizo's on 82 points and 69 points. Nice. For Bresso in P4. So I already thanked the gift sub. I want to thank also some of the follows that I forgot. Thank you Picmez88, thank you Nico, and thank you Hugo for the follow as well. Very much appreciated. So we're gonna be heading back to the helicopter camera right here. Amazing of the butt. C'est incroyable du cul, effectivement, Spitzelf et Stones, je voulais dire. Je voulais dire Stones, mais bon, j'ai dit Stones et Spitzel, voilà. Absolument incroyable ce qui se passe. Hein. Revo qui a fait une super perf. Alright, end of warm-up, here we go. Potentially the final round of this first quarterfinal. SuperCarlouf just needs that one round win to move on to the semi-final tomorrow at 7 p.m. Raizo having taken the whole shot at the first checkpoint. Bresso also trying to put up a challenge and trying to score some decent points here. Trying to put a stand and trying to put on a good show, even though it's been a really uphill struggle for the German from Team 300. Raizo meanwhile still in the lead, Bresso in second. SuperCarlouf in P3 as we're heading towards the platform jump into the dirt. Carl still in P3 so far. He would be denied right now. Touching a bit on the inside of the dirt right now. Raizo still in the lead in front of Bresso and SuperCarlouf following the perspective of the finalists right now. Will there be any mistake at that corner? Bresso going a bit too wide. Carl also having to release a little bit. Will he be able to catch up to Raizo and Bresso? Bresso down to P3, Carl up to P2, but Raizo should be able to win the round unless there is not enough speed to clear the jump. Will he be able to snipe at the line? No! Carl is not able to snipe Raizo at the line. Raizo will win the round with a 54.582. Carl second and Bresso third. 92 points for Raizo. He has to deny twice in a row in order to move into finalists and then take second place away from SuperCarlouf. He needs to win the round if he gets to go to finalists. Bresso, meanwhile, has made an early mistake, so it's game over for Bresso. Meanwhile, Raizo and SuperCarlouf. This is the 1v1 right here. Raizo has to win the round to deny SuperCarlouf the finalist mode. Otherwise, he would not be able to keep the dream alive. He would also end on 99 points, so he would be getting ultra blue-balled at the exact same point. But right now, it's not heading the way of the Slovak, as SuperCarlouf has taken the lead away from Raizo after the dirt part. Now moving on to the final part of the map right now. Carl having a 2.5 advantage right now over Raizo. Corner where it is really important to keep the car off the walls. Nicely done by both players. Raizo trying to make a bit of an aggressive line. It doesn't work, and actually the gap is widening to 2.5 again. Carl just has the jump left to go. Will he be able to clear it, or will Raizo snipe him? No. GG to SuperCarlouf, who moves through to the semi-final alongside Revolution at 7 p.m. Raizo finishing in second, and Bresso in P3, and 99 points at the end of it for Raizo in third place, and fourth place for 79 points for Bresso.